everybody. I'm Christian.
I'm Jenny.
And this is Ready
To
Disney.
Disney.
All right, so what are we going to talk about today? As you can see behind us, Animal Kingdom.
Animal Kingdom.
That's right, Animal Kingdom. Actually, one of my new favorite parks.
Because of me.
Once we went there the first time, we didn't go the first year we went. I had a lot of impression about it being mainly just about the safari
yeah.
and all about animals, which is cool and all, but for our Disney trip, we didn't want to spend as much time just talking about animals. The second year we went, though, we decided to go and absolutely amazed. You guys, forget any rumor you've ever heard about Animal Kingdom. This place is awesome. So, what are we going to do? Oh, by the way, presented by ACE. That's Alpha Centauri Expeditions. That's a Pandora thing. You'll get that later on. So, what are we going to talk about in Animal Kingdom? That's right, folks. The rest areas. We've done a couple of these so far. We were going to do Hollywood Studios. However, we changed our mind on that for a couple of reasons. Over the years, we haven't spent a lot of time at Hollywood Studios.
Right.
And what we've done, it's usually been a half-day thing, and we've gone to very specific areas. Plus, this whole time, in the last few years, parts of it's been under construction. So some of the rest areas we knew we liked in the beginning are no longer there.
Plus, I wanted to kind of do a thing after we get back, especially after seeing the new Toy Story Land and
Sure.
kind of getting some more things on Galaxy and so on and so forth, and having a better vlog then when we're better informed.
Well, exactly. So once we're there and we found out where the new rest areas are, stuff like that, we'll come back and do a vlog about that specifically. But we really don't want to mislead anybody, and a lot of things have changed in that park.
Mm-hmm.
So, back to Animal Kingdom rest sites. So here's the map of Animal Kingdom. And it's divided up in countries, really. You're coming in from down here at the bottom. You work your way through the Oasis. Now, the Oasis is just an introduction to the park, and it's going to have a lot of little animal exhibits that you're just walking through. It's pretty neat. You got different, waterfowl and anteaters and stuff like that you can pick out while
We
you're...
don't need no thingy badgers.
That's right, and the badgers.
Don't need no thingy badgers.
So we come across, and the first thing you're going to hit is the Tree of Life. Now we're going to take you on a tour, starting with the world of Pandora, right over here on the far left-hand side. That is the newest addition to this park. We got to experience it last year for the first time.
Yeah.
Amazing.
We did we saw it day and night. We saw both
That's
versions
right.
of it.
We did part during the day and we did another part at night, and just amazing. Absolutely amazing. But we're talking about rest areas. So where do you have over here? Well, unfortunately, with Pandora, since it is new, and a lot of the trees over there, even though they've incorporated what's already around it,
Yeah.
in the middle of that land, not a lot of shade unless you're going indoors or underneath
Well, it was
area.
Mickey's camp or something before.
Right.
So they dug it out for Pandora. They left some of the shrubbery. They left some of the existing trees and things like that. They didn't do a whole
Right.
lot of damaging to that, but yeah.
So,
a lot of newer plants and things are in there.
Well, and one of the places that we do love, and my background as growing up with my father and stuff like that, being a drummer, this really sinks in with me.
And Madison.
And Madison is right here, right towards the middle of this land, and in between, kind of, if you took it as a Y, you have one of the Pandora rides here, another one here, and in the middle of that, you've got this drum circle area. Now, they do a show every so often, I think a couple times an hour. But there is a ton of seating all the way around, as you can see right here. And there's a bunch more back here that you can't see.
Yeah.
Now, this is not always going on. Still a good place to rest. You can people watch here. You can really take in a lot of the new designs and architectures and the Imagineering that they've done in this land. But while you're there, if they start doing the show, it's absolutely amazing. That tribal beat, it's just, you feel it the rest of the day. At least I did. You couldn't help it, but they put on a great show. But there's a lot of seating over here. About the only real areas to sit down. There are some places in Pandora that along the outskirts that are little rock walls to separate you from the forest that you can kind of sit down. A lot of that has railings, so you're not sitting comfortably.
But it's not covered.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
so
you might get some coverage from the trees, but not actual, like, there's no roofs or anything like that.
That's about it, yeah. So
Shade.
really good place to get your feel for the day or end your day. Because at night, this is just unreal.
This is hopping at night.
We won't go into too much of that right now, though. We're going to show you some stuff from our trip.
Party after dark.
It sure is. So, back to the map. Now, when you're leaving Pandora, you can take two different ways. You can come up through here. There's some shops and restaurants right there, kind of the outskirts of the tree to go over to Africa. Or you can take this way, which is a really cool wooden path, all wooden planks right here along this river. And you come up right here is the Lion King show. You've got the Tusker House right here and make your way. So, kind of on the outskirts of Africa going into Asia. If you notice right here, there's this little path that's off the main drag there. On that little path, you've got some great scenery, lots of trees, a lot of covered area. And right about here, you're going to have this sitting area that's got some good places to, or actual chairs, as well as retaining walls. But the cool thing about this, especially if you do it at night, but any part of the day, from there you get a great view of the back of the Tree of Life. Now, if you guys have heard anything about the Tree of Life, at night when it starts to get dark, they do this whole projection show where the animals on the tree actually come alive, and they've got great music. That's all the way around the tree. So sitting in the back during that, we discovered that last year.
Yeah, still a great show.
Oh man,
Yeah.
you're not missing anything
Not
from
missing
sitting in the
anything
back,
in
but
the
you
back.
are going to have less crowd.
Yeah, and you can sit down back there, whereas in the front you're either on your butt on the ground or you're leaning against something.
That's right.
Yeah.
I know you guys heard us talking about sitting down a lot. We stress that because
We're fat and old.
places to sit in any of the Disney parks is prime real estate.
It is.
So if you find a spot
Especially
you feel
when
like sitting,
you-
take it up.
Heat of the day, and then at the end of the day when you're just about ready to fall over. Yeah.
So that's in Africa. Now, as you're leaving Africa and you're coming through, you're going to come in through to Asia. Now, somewhere along right about here, in that gateway between the two worlds, right about in this area, you're going to find, can't miss it, this guy, right? So this is part of one of the old ruins, the old statues that they had. That's the theming in Asia there. And of course, you see all the little flags there. The what are they?
They're prayer flags, but they call them something else.
They're
there.
prayer flags,
Yeah.
right? You're going to see these all over the Asia land. But as you can see, huge tree. You've got benches. There's like 4 or 5 of these benches around this area. So if you come over to here, you're about halfway through the circle of the park. Great place to sit. You can people watch. The Yak and Yeti restaurant is right behind this. You've got the bridge going back over towards the center of the park right here. It's kind of a hub. If that's a little too crowded for you, right around here and to the left, you do have what they call the ruins that you can kind of go through. There's plenty of low seating retaining walls there that you can enjoy as
And
well.
there's the animals through there too that you can see.
That's right. They do
Yeah,
have
there's
some animals there.
But also in this area here, even walking around this area here, there's a lot of shade, and again, not covered, but there's a lot of shade. The prayer flags, they have them situated where they're flat out. You know, you've got places where you can duck under if it starts raining, things like that. Those opportunities are there.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely. So this is a good place, and it's real center into the park.
Mm-hmm.
So the next place we're going to talk about, still in Asia, and it's actually going to be in that far corner over there where you see those little buildings and that big white area. That is the Expedition Everest ride. That is the thrill ride roller coaster that you hear a lot of people talking about.
The Yeti ride.
Yeti. So that big white area right there, there's actually a lot of shrubbery. There's a lot of trees, and they're all surrounded by retaining walls. Great places to sit. You also, if you notice those grandstands right there, that's one of the viewing areas, reserved viewing areas for the Rivers of Light show at night. But there's like a back part of that, little cubbies and stuff like that that you can actually sit in that's covered to kind of cool off.
Yeah.
But what we're going to talk about this one is actually Madison's favorite rest stop in this whole park. And it's going to be right at the edge of that little area over there. And the reason why is a lot of retaining wall there, but it's the view. You get this shot, and yes, you are this close when you sit over there to be able to watch the drop, the last hill of Expedition Everest, and watch everybody screaming and all that stuff. Madison and I had a blast for about 20 minutes just sitting there laughing at everybody coming down and screaming. It was a lot of fun. So this is a good place. It's not going to be really shady. You do have trees and stuff over there, so it's going to feel a little cooler. And you're going to have shadows of the trees everywhere, but not direct shade, so just so you know. But right next to this, you've got a couple areas to get drinks, both adult and non-adult beverages. You have the Yeti store that's constantly open, so you can, if you get a good enough spot, you get that AC breeze.
AC, yeah.
So this is another really good area. It's a lot of fun because you can sit there, the world's behind you, and you're just looking at these people. All right, coming back to the map here. You make your way across the bridge. You go past the Nemo show that's right here in that big gray building. You come through, and you have Dino Land USA. Now, this part of Dino Land is more of like a carnival, and the rides in it are like a midway. So you have those type of rides. You have the ones where you're in a dinosaur and it's going up and you're just spinning around. You've got Primeval World, which we're going to do a vlog on later. Great ride, a lot of fun. You do have some midway games. You have an archaeology dig right over here for the little ones to go and play in, along with an actual playground in there. Good place to kind of chill. Over here is a hub for eating, all right? It's called the hangar. So when you come in here, it looks like an airplane hangar on the inside, pretty neat. This is the dinosaur ride. This curly Q right here, that's part of the line queue in case it gets really long, which it has in the past. Nowadays, I never really see that. With anybody in it, because usually the wait's not that long. But if you look right here, you've got all these little areas, all this green. There's actual trails coming through here. One of them has a character meet and greet. Usually has Donald in his safari gear.
Yeah.
So that's pretty neat.
Was Chip and Dale, right? Was over here where they had the dinosaur Chip and Dale.
They did.
Yeah.
So when you come through here, listen, you feel like you're in the forest, right? It's paved trail. But you do have benches there. You do have lighting when it's dark. Around a lot of the benches, you do have fans that they've hung in the trees, so you can get a forced breeze there. This is what it looks like. Most of the trail through there looks like this. So as you can see, a lot of shade to kind of cool off. Now, we've mentioned before in other parks, special areas to take little ones or even possibly older kids that get overstimulated. This is my pick in this park to take the kids there. We could sit there for 20 minutes and maybe see 2 people walk through. So it is a quiet place. It's not going to be overly crowded. If they're just getting sensory overload, this is a good place to take them away, kind of calm down, and you can sit and rest too. Now the next one, it's kind of cheating a little bit. We're going to include dining and a rest area in this one. By far, Jen, our favorite restaurant in this park. Probably in my top 2 quick service restaurants in all of Disney World.
Yeah.
Right when you come out of Dino Land and you're crossing the water here, right here is Tree BBQ. And let me tell you something, even being from Texas, and we know barbecue, this is a really good quick service barbecue restaurant.
I love the chicken.
Oh, it's good. And you can get a platter that'll feed 2 people for under $20.
Yep. And so, I mean, it's a lot of food.
It's a quarter chicken, it's ribs, and it's pulled pork, and stuff like that.
And beans and
coleslaw and cornbread.
And cornbread, yeah. Oh my
so
God.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
We'll go into bigger detail, show you some pictures of that in a later vlog. But the reason why we're mentioning this one is because there is a ton of seating all through there.
Yeah.
Both covered by trees as well as actual huts and buildings that have a bunch of seating in them.
And there's in those buildings, they're open air, but they have fans. They have
they have ceiling fans. Yeah.
They have all that fun stuff in there. So
That's
if
right.
you're on the edge of, if you're seated on the edge, then you'll get a good breeze come through, and that's anytime, day or night. It's gonna be like that.
Oh yeah, it's a great place. And even if you just wanted to grab right over here, there's usually a cart. You can grab a drink, something like that.
Yep.
Right around the edge, there's a smoothie place. So you have options to just grab a drink before you go sit down.
Mm-hmm.
Let us show you what this seating area looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Really cool.
Yeah.
This is one view of it.
This is the open part that I was saying, and then you've got open air back here, but you're under a roof.
That's right. Over there, you can see a corner in the trees there. There's one over here, too. Up there, these are little steps right here, and they kind of go up. There's another place right there.
Mm-hmm.
Tons of seating. Now, even though there's a lot, they'll still fill up.
Mm-hmm.
So I would avoid trying, unless you're eating there, I would avoid trying to use this as a rest stop right at mealtime. So
Yeah.
between 11 and 1.
Yeah. We're not the only ones who think this place is
You know,
bad.
you're right. 5 or 6, something like that. You kind of maybe want to avoid this area because it does get crowded.
Yeah.
But look at this. It's great to be able to just get underneath. You still got the air around
And the
you.
seats are metal and soft, so
That's right.
you can take a really good nap if you have to.
If you have put your feet up. Also along here, you do have little retaining walls there too. So if you're just going there to sit, you can.
Yeah.
Another view, this is a view from the water. And I love this view because if you notice, the bottom half of the chairs and the tables are all below the water line. So when you sit here, you're very close to that water.
Mm-hmm.
Really cool view. But this gives you a view from the water. I don't know how they got this shot.
They're sitting in the pond.
Are they sitting in the
yeah,
pond
I guess.
maybe? They're wading through?
I guess.
Probably really good zoom, I
They
guess.
had their GoPro.
Right. I've done it.
Mm-hmm.
I did it. I have a whole video of Madison and I in the pool there.
Yeah.
Anyways, as you can tell, though, these are another one of the eating huts that has the same tables and chairs. Over here in the distance, you can see another one.
Look, a ceiling fan.
That's right. Ooh, a ceiling
good
fan.
one.
We found
And
it.
I'm trying to find the misters. I know they're in there, but there's a ceiling fan right there. So
They usually have the misters pointing out, though, because they don't want you
it
getting
blows
wet
in
while
at
you're...
you. Yeah, like
Yeah.
secondary.
But, and as you can see, this is a stairwell up to another area of seating. So, really, guys, gorgeous area to sit. We've never gone just to sit because we can't go near that close to Flame Tree
Without
Barbecue
eating it.
without eating something.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
But great place to sit. The last place we're going to talk about, oddly enough, is right out the front of Flame Tree Barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that seems kind of odd, but in case you don't want to sit in there where everybody's eating, what you can do is come right here, right out the front. You've got, actually, this only shows 2. There's more than that. Trees, bushes, a big retaining wall to sit on all the way around. Now, this is going to be another major hub area. If you notice, the main walkway is going to go on either side, and it splits off and goes everywhere. So almost everybody on this side of the park is coming through there. Great place to people watch, though. But the reason why we like this one, a couple of reasons. Again, you have drink carts there. You have a smoothie place. You have restrooms right there. Which, by the way, speaking of restrooms, I'm not sure if it's before or after our trip. Probably after, I think. When we get back, watch out. We're going to have a vlog specifically on the restrooms. We're going to have Jenny's Loo review.
Yes.
So, and I guarantee you this one's going to be on
It
there.
will be. Yeah.
So anyways, you got restrooms right there. You have a store right here. But right there, that little blue spot, you can get entertained all day long.
Mm-hmm.
They have all kinds of acts on this little stage. And this is how you'll know, where to sit when you come out of Flame Tree. You're going to be looking right at this little stage. Not real big, so the place doesn't get real crowded. Not a lot of stopped people. But you're going to have solo acts, musical acts. There's one that we seem to catch every time that we're there.
It's the kids' dance party. With
They
the,
have...
the girl on stilts and.
Oh yeah, she's got these
The big-
just elaborate, colorful bird costume on, and
she's on stilts. She's dancing on stilts.
she's
yeah.
dancing on stilts. Some pretty tricky moves, but the kids go out there and dance. There's good music. It's a blend of more modern flair on older songs, some Bob Marley songs, some other stuff. Really cool area. So when you're sitting there, you're going to be entertained.
It seems like every single time I come through there, I hear the Lion King song. Not the beginning one. The going to be a Mighty King song. They're always playing that one. Every single time I walk through
just
there,
can't
I'm
wait
like,
to be king.
That one. I'm like,
but with a different flair to it.
It's different. But.
So, anyways, there's acts going on all day there, so that's a really cool place to sit. I just want to point this out. I know that both of these seem to be close to the exit of the park or the entrance. So why would you want to pick a rest area so close? Look, if it's at the end of your day and you've gone around this way, if you notice, you come down here, this is a fairly long trek. It takes a few minutes to get through there. So at the end of your day, take advantage of that last seating area and just chill. Watch some music before you start heading your way outside the park, back to the buses or your car, however you got there. So anyways, that's kind of the general layout of Animal Kingdom. Again, if you guys have ever thought about going to Disney and not doing Animal Kingdom or only doing the safari, guys, let me tell you from experience, bad idea. It used to be what they called a half-day park, like Hollywood Studios used to be. It's a half-day park.
Changing that real quick.
In other words, you could spend just half a day there and pretty much see everything you'd want to see, right? Animal Kingdom, you kind of used to be the same way. It's not anymore. Guys, this is a full-day park. We're going to be taking actually 2 or 3 opportunities to hit this park. Now, they're all going to be half-days, but we're going to do probably 2 or 3 opportunities to hit this park because there's just so much to do. A lot of shows. There are some great rides here. So anyways, that's the Animal Kingdom. Those are our Ready2Disney suggested rest areas. Stay tuned. In a couple of days, you're going to have another brand new vlog hosted by Jenny. So until next time, have fun storming the castle.